Hey, fellow babies, and welcome to Ukraine Update here on the Shills, where today we start you off with a story of flight, of airlines and travel. There's an American, there's an Ukrainian, and there's a Russian, all taking a flight on an aircraft. Now, the pilot comes over the intercom and he says, "Look, guys, we're pretty short on fuel. Not sure we're going to quite make it, so we got to drop a little weight." So the American pulls this big wad of cash out of his pocket, hucks it out the window, and he says, "Well, we got a lot of that in our country. You know, I don't need that, right?" And the Russian takes off his big, heavy fur winter jacket, and he hucks it out the window, and he says, "Oh, you know, we got a lot of that in our country. We don't need it." The Ukrainian gets out of his chair, grabs the punk-ass Russian, and hucks him out the window and just turns around with an evil grin. But we've got to have ourselves. Oh, we got to thank Mary Tyson in the chat for that joke too. I just kind of twisted it around a little. We're going to hit the button and we're going to toss it over to operator Starsky here to get some headlines.
Hello, my friends. Operator Starsky here. It's very nice to see you guys. Today's video is not sponsored by Coca-Cola anyways. And you know what they say, that Ukraine sold its soul to the America. I can confirm that because choosing between Coca-Cola and vodka, I think the choice is obvious. Even though they don't want to sponsor our videos, anyways. maybe someday, who knows?
Hey, yeah, vodka and Coke's nice too.
Yeah, but at the same time, Coca-Cola is very good with all kinds of beverage. You could mix it with raki. You can mix it with whiskey. Don't kill me. You can
Russian tears.
Yeah, especially well it works with the tears of Russian widows. And we have some updates today. So according to the Institute for Study in Warfare and according to the British intelligence, Russians lost almost 4,000 men during their failed operation in Avdiivka, and it's minimal losses because we're talking about the minimal number of confirmed kills, and of course they approximately 3 times than that Russians lost in terms of wounded, 2 to 3 times. I'd say rather 2 because their combat medicine sucks balls big time. We all know that. Recently, the European Commission confirmed that European countries will come up with a solution for those 211 billion euros of frozen Russian assets, and so they will be delivered to Ukraine to rebuild our country from the Russian invasion, from Russian aggression. We have quite a few things to repair, including several dams, one big, which was destroyed by Russians. But again, it will not save them from their reparations. Basically, several days ago, we were talking with my friend who said that there is only one way for Russians to lift the sanctions from the terrorist federation, because even after the end of this war, and we all know that Ukraine will win with your help, guys, with the help of the civilized world, no matter what kind of rulers will be there in Russia, but anyways, they will have to pay Ukraine big reparations, and we're talking about billions of dollars or euro, basically, and the only way for them to somehow improve the situation is to fight their regime. Basically, if Russians start fighting their regime, they will be supported by the whole civilized world. All the civilized countries will help them to change their ruling terrorist regime and become more democratic. I think that even Ukraine will help them to become more democratic, because currently in Ukraine there's quite a lot of Russian freedom fighters, our brothers in arms, who want to change Russia, who want to turn it from a from a land of Russian supremacists to a normal, peaceful, democratic country that can have trading relations that can be a good partner with other countries, not a terrorist with plenty of nuclear weapons and artillery who says, give up or we will kill you all. And I think that this mission is absolutely beautiful. And of course, Ukraine supports Russian freedom fighters as much as we can. And probably that's all here. Maybe I forgot to add something, because I'm old, I have dementia, and soon it will be even worse, because we're not getting younger.
Yeah. I'm almost fossilized myself at this point, so
it's funny what you say there, because until Putin came along acting like a complete and utter prick, I think the most of the world thought Russia was heading in the right direction for a peaceful democratic country, and no, he came along and just ruined the whole bloody thing.
Yeah. Ever since the fall back when and whatnot, there was always so much hope, right? And yeah, not so much now.
But one thing that we should not have illusions about all Russian people who want to change and whatever, because Russian people are collective Putin, and they will not change only because we start giving them, investing into Russian economy, investing into developing of Russian democracy and stuff, because we already did that. We had plenty of organizations like the United States Agency of International Development, the World Bank, the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development. All kinds of them worked there for Russians on the Russian territory, expecting things to change. But we have to change the Russian mindset. Luckily, there are good role models for that, which are Russian freedom fighters, but general Russian population, not so much. They should be denazified and de-Russified in the end if we want to finally live in peace.
It's up to the Russian kids, I guess.
Yeah.
Generation change.
Yeah, that's definitely a thing. And I mean, you know what you're talking about, Starsky. I mean, you don't have to look very far into the world's politics to see corrupt people being blindly followed by people that are actually educated and should know better. Trump. Trump. Sorry, I've got a cough here.
Yeah, you got something stuck in your throat there.
Yeah. But Starsky, there was a thing a couple of days ago in the news. We brought it up on the Little 42 show there, but some Russian hacker or some Ukrainian hackers, along with some of your IT defense force type dudes, you know, obtained a whole schwack of Russian bank records and stuff. And my opinion on this, I didn't get to look too far into it, but that can only mean that it leads to more money and that are in foreign banks and stuff being seized and then possibly rerouted to where it should go now. Like, I mean, there's got to be a part of that in there, right?
Yeah, we were talking about it actually, because we all know that the frozen Russian says those that were arrested in the European banks, it's probably only the tip of the iceberg, right? There's much more to that, and remember I talked about Medvedchuk. It's Putin is his godfather, like real godfather. Putin is a godfather to his daughter. Medvedchuk was one of the biggest Russian influencer here in Ukraine. He controlled the oil pipe that was coming from Russia to Ukraine. And when the invasion started, he was already detained. He was under the home arrest. And when the invasion started, he ran away, but then he was captured by the Ukrainian security service. And he was changed to plenty of Ukrainian prisoners, of course. And currently he feels pretty safe and comfy in Russia. Recently, he bought one of the most expensive yachts available on the market. I don't remember the exact sum. It's something either 60 million bucks or 600 million bucks, something in
something
between.
Ridiculous. Yeah.
So yeah, and they will keep feeling fine while the people in Russia live in poverty and go to the Ukrainian front lines to die for $2,000 of cash that they will never see.
That's yeah, that, and I mean, these are massive amounts of money for what amounts to toys, right? You know. Holy. Let's switch over to Dunk here. We'll get some super chats and shout outs done because the community is rocking.
Yeah, we got quite a few shout outs to do to Mr. Ohms. He's says Russian military sucks. And he's gifted out a Shills membership to somebody. Welcome to the family. And then he sends in $10. Have a Coke and a smile. You see, Ohms, he must be a resistance fighter.
Yeah.
That's an electronics joke for anybody who gets it. Never
mind.
Boston sends in $4.99. Just a reminder, Coca-Cola pulled out of Russia, but Pepsi did not. Ooh. Oh. Think about this when you're deciding which one to purchase. Oh, Pepsi, because it tastes better.
Good thoughts, Boston Dan.
Yvonne Way sends in 5 Swiss francs. I think it must have been a super sticker or something because I don't have a message with that. Thank
I can tell you.
Thank you, Yvonne.
Yeah.
Was it a little foxy, dancing fox? Maybe?
It looks like it's like Tweety Bird. If Tweety Bird was more like a stuffy that stood up with legs and arms, and it's doing the whole trumpet thing, marching along. So I think it's the steady march to victory.
There we go.
Yeah,
good for you, Tweety Bird. Yeah, so anybody want to super chat, help us out, help the channel out, or make donations and stuff like that. The donation lines are open. The phones are ringing off the hook all the time. There are people there to take your call.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we employ only the best of AI, spared no expense.
It's like again, returning to the topic of Coca-Cola. Every time I hear from ridiculous Russian degenerates that like Ukraine you sold Ukraine for Coca-Cola and hamburgers. You're talking about it as if it's bad. Like Coca-Cola brings you the taste of democracy. The hamburgers, oh my God! Like Russians don't even have anything like that. Russians have those пирожки с капустой or shit like that, which yesterday only was saying bow wow or meow meow. And now they sell it to like Russian consumers. Fuck that. I prefer whatever the democratic world consumes.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be too proud to boast about Coca-Cola, because one day they might become a political power and own all the countries of all the world. So just watch out for that.
Yeah, the funniest and craziest thing is that the Coca-Cola, of course, pulled out from Russia, but at the same time, Russia is now buying Coca-Cola in Iran.
I wonder who pisses in the bottles.
It's a recurring theme on the 42 show for news. Let's flip over now, and I wonder, Dave, are you set and ready with a few things from viewers and whatnot there?
Quite possibly. If you can hear me, then that's absolutely fine. I'm having
good.
A few little issues. Hence, you've got my lovely face on the plane. Where I'm going to, just, I don't know, just make something up. Let me know. Antarctica, something like that. Anyway, Sweet has offered one of his questions. Is Operator Starsky prepared for the winter? Will it be easier than last year?
Won't be easier. And Dave, I think it's a great idea to talk on the Shills and play Microsoft Flight Simulator at the same time. I should have tried that actually, because it's very, very cool.
This is our hangout. This is what we do. Nobody else is joining me. Come play.
Yeah.
Send me the code.
We gotta play multiplayer sometime. And as for winter, Ukraine is preparing for it on different levels.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we expect that Russians will still be striking our energy infrastructure. They already hit 2 Ukrainian power plants with their missiles. That's why we're also concentrating air defense. We're concentrating. We are expanding our mobile groups that will be intercepting Russian/Iranian drones, because Russians will be using combined attacks, as we know, and we are preparing. The invincibility points are already there. There's many thousands of them, so people will have communication. People will have warm food and place to warm up and have some hot tea. Have fun with their families, because I've been there last year. I made a video about it. About one of the invincibility points here in Ukraine, in Bucha, actually, and it's an amazing place to meet your neighbors and come, go there with your family and kids, and talk to our policemen and rescuers. They're great guys. They're doing an amazing job.
Cool.
Nice. I did also forget to ask a question from a very important person in the live chat. It's probably the best question we've ever had on the channel. It's come from Wavid Dawley. Welcome to you, whoever that is. He says, what is the perfect length of time to spend fermenting Russian tears before you can drink them?
So it depends on how strong you want the beverage to be, because I prefer non-alcoholic beverage, at least not before the victory, and that's why I try to consume them yet warm. But of course it depends on you. If you add sugar, it tastes like heaven, especially if it's fermented. And you can consume them with Coca-Cola, for example. It's absolutely beautiful.
There's Starsky and a few people actually have a new soft drink company coming out soon, Kremlin Dew. It's going to be absolutely amazing.
Yeah, and the Russians already developed this new perfume. Again, it's a rumors. I didn't check, but I heard that the new smell of perfume called "Smell of Lenin."
Is that John Lennon? See, think about Kremlin Dew. Unfortunately, it's going to be flat once the war's done.
Yeah, it doesn't have as strong a flavour as iron dew.
Oh, Jesus. Let me just I gotta click into a thing here so I know what I'm doing and whatnot. There's the Russian accusation, Starsky, of Ukraine damaging the nuclear waste. Let me bring it up here. I have my window very small, so I can't get the nuclear waste warehouse. It's like a new. It just came out. Russia's accusing Ukraine just this morning. Well, my time, right? I'm Pacific Coast, so it's only just noon here, right? Of damaging a nuclear waste storage facility in a drone strike. Let's see here.
Russians always do that. Because according to Russians, we killed our own people in Bucha. According to Russians, we destroyed our own dam. And of course, I don't know, our drone flew all the way there and crashed into their nuclear waste site. Come on, nobody trusts them. It's like, like that story about a boy who shouted wolves.
Exactly. Yeah. That's my thinking, because it's always the sky is falling, every damn time, we're pulling out of a nuclear waste, our nuclear treaty and blah blah and so on, but they caused the leak. It's totally just redirection, right? The sky is falling. Yeah, the boy who cried wolf, whatnot. That's exactly it. I wonder if we shouldn't do a contest on the Shills where each week we get people to put in the Discord the most obvious POS BS report coming out of Russia each week, and we do a vote, and then each week somebody gets the award for finding the most ridiculous one. That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, we only got an hour-long show, Dick. Come on.
No, they all happens in the Discord, and we just go, "Hey, look, you win this week." Yeah,
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. You could have instead of Florida Man, you could have like Moscow Man. Moscow Man falls off a building. Moscow Man falls out of window. Moscow Man gets plane shot down.
Russian radio or Russian reporter.
Yeah. See, this we can have a lot of fun with this. We'll get together a little dude, and then people can actually. Yeah, okay, that's not a bad idea.
Dunk's already started the animation for that.
yeah. Our secret AI is on the job.
I'm on it.
Let's see here. We should do a couple of more viewer questions and stuff, because sometimes we get going so much we don't get enough in. So let's get them in a little bit more here, and I can get my head together because busy morning. I was not very ready when we started.
Yeah, and send in super chats, otherwise I've got nothing to do.
There you go. Oh, we do have a direct donation I put in the room too. Did I? Yeah, I did. There was one here, I know, in the question room that I wanted to go to. Cluster munitions, are they helping in the situation around Avdiivka? I know I didn't get that quite right, but that's from our own mod, Cattle and Tea there.
Yeah, they do, because recently Ukrainian defenders published many videos showing Russian troops being obliterated by the Ukrainian cluster munitions. They're doing an amazing job because they literally wipe out all those thousands of Russian invaders involved into this attack. So yeah, some people say that like you shouldn't really mention much cluster munitions because like a lot of countries like don't like that stuff. Guys, we're talking about Russian invaders, motherfuckers who tried to destroy Ukrainian infrastructure, ecology, and people who I make them like a compliment by calling them people because they wanted to make half of the world, half of the African countries just go through famine because Ukraine was not able to bring their grain and their food to the countries, to the people that need it. They're terrorists and they should be dealt with like terrorists.
Couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. Although I do remember there was like, a few people buzzing about that kind of thing and whatnot at a time, but I don't hear opposition to it now.
Yeah, absolutely. Cluster ammunition is a proper and very effective way to solve the the problem of the Russian terrorism in Ukraine. It's a very, very effective way, trust me. And if you like Ukrainians to solve this problem in a different way, then unfortunately Ukraine would require much more resources, much more human lives to be basically sacrificed and things like that. Cluster munitions, I freaking love them. If Ukraine could use napalm against Russian invaders, I would freaking love it because nothing smells better than toasted Russians in the morning.
Yeah. And, just to reiterate, nobody's talking about using them across into the Russian areas and stuff. You're just talking about clearing out your land. And so to me, there's, definitely.
Yeah, because we will clean our mess here. Trust me, whatever we use here, we will clean our mess, of course. And cluster munitions, like they are comparatively clean way of cleaning Russian invaders.
Yeah. It's like a squeegee that's really long and can do like 300 windshields at once. Just boom.
What you need to do is you get the Ukrainian forces to invent a massive vacuum cleaner that you can just like fly over the top of them and it'll clean up as it goes.
Oh, that's funny. Let's see here. Well, let's catch up on a few super chat shout outs there, Dunk.
Yeah, we've only got a few here, but so we have Danny Carver for $9.99. Captain Starsky rules and the Shills rocks. There we go. Raven 7 says stick together, we win, woohoo! Ukrainian little flag there. And Pat Chellin says welcome to Shill Apprentice. I think was that a message?
New member.
There? No message. New member.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Woohoo! Awesome.
Welcome to the fam. And Ravens7 donated a whole bunch of Canadian dollars for a Starsky Burger Fund. Jesus, that's going to be a big burger.
Yeah.
Or is it his Bugger Fund? I can't remember. Put my glasses on.
Yeah.
Oh, and before we disappear, Michelle Ferguson has just dropped one in. Is Ukraine able to knock out some of the Russians' electric infrastructure this winter? Nice question.
Yes, I would say that Ukraine is 100 capable of doing that. But on the other hand, we are not fighting terrorism with terrorism.
That would be a thing too. Like, for some, it would be tempting to do like some kind of James Bond spy maneuver and take down some electric grids, just like around key infrastructure, military Russian places and whatnot. But, even still, there's going to be civilians involved and whatnot and so on. And like, Ukraine has always said, we just want the motherfuckers gone. We're not interested in crossing borders and kicking ass and,
Yeah, it's true. Ukrainians are not fighting against Russian people. Ukrainians are fighting against Russian invaders.
Yeah.
And Russians have absolutely no reason to hate us. Like, we can give them such reason by destroying their infrastructure, making Russian families freeze, like in those propagandist movies about Ukrainian families that they were making this winter. But at the same time, like, why? Russian regime is punishing Russian people already. And Russian people have no future because of their Russian regime. It's not about Ukraine. It's not because of Ukrainians.
Right. Yeah.
Well said.
Yeah. Very much so. Very much so. Let's see, Dave, do you want to get the viewers in a little bit here? And then I got a news article we'll switch to coming up as well.
Sure thing. There's one from Janine. Where did he get that hoodie? I need one.
Oh, so this hoodie was brought by Mirko. The address is mirno.in.ua. My good buddy, designer who creates beautiful stuff. Some of it is in English language as well. So you got to check it out.
Nice, nice. Mdow, hello to you. I haven't seen a question from you before. Starsky, what age are the people in the Ukrainian army up to? Thanks. It's interesting. Yeah, I hadn't thought about that. Is there like an age limit?
Yeah, I remember that it was something like 55 years old. But I cannot tell it for sure because we usually, like in my brigade, we usually have comparatively younger people, like 25 years old on average. So that's a good question, actually. According to the legislation, I believe that it's either 55 or 60, something like that. 55.
Yeah, I can only guess that you just have to pass the exams. If you're physically strong enough, if your eyesight's good enough, then they'll have you. But I didn't really think about having a limit. Then maybe they're like chefs. You could have a 70 or something.
Yeah.
I think it's around 60, up to 60, not more than that, something like that.
Huh.
I'm sure there's some fudging along the way, and they just go, you're 62. You're all right. You're good.
Well,
we need every hand we can get, you know.
I saw several mobilized men in my brigade as well. Usually people of older age, they're involved into like guarding, different like base objects and stuff like that. It's not a work that requires their involvement into fighting at the front lines or assaulting and attacking Russian positions. But if people are different, and if somebody in their like late 50s feel enough strength to do that, and I saw such cases, for example, in my infantry company back in 2016, our younger soldier was 18, and our older soldier, eldest soldier was 58. So basically, the difference was 40 years, and they both did great job there. They were like very strong men.
Cool. Yeah, and I can imagine like if somebody was a computer security expert and as such able to secure and get into things, and they happen to be 62 years old or something. I mean, who cares? They're sitting at a desk anyway, right?
Yeah, but at the same time, again, we are trying not to, guys. When you're 60, you don't really think about wearing uniform and doing all the duties. When you're 60, basically you want to stay with your family, you want to see your grandkids and stuff.
Yeah.
So like we understand everybody, it's life.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you want to be involved, we have plenty of civilian positions in our brigade as well. Like instructors, we have civilian instructors. And of course, you can be involved into all kinds of activities as a civilian person. Activities that involve like national security and stuff, they can be completely done by civilian people.
Mm. Yeah, because I know, like, approaching my 60s myself, what amounts to the start of a good day is like a toilet seat that's already warm when you get to it.
Oh yeah, and it's like when you're 18, you gotta drink like 2 bottles of I don't know, vodka, or like 6 liters of beer in
Yeah.
order to in order to relax. Let's call it this way. And when you are like older man, you can just stand up suddenly, and then you're like, oh,
Yeah.
I feel nice. Yeah, it works.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, very much. Starsky, Orban, the whole with the EU summit and whatnot. They're very dependent on Russia for oil and gas and whatnot, and the EU is kind of at them over the whole meeting with Putin. What would you yourself say to somebody who's like, well, I can't heat my people in winter without their oil and gas, so how do I hate on them when I need to buy it from them? It must really suck to be in that situation, because I wouldn't want anything from them, but if I'm a leader, I got to take care of my people. That's
well, I think that probably he should develop more relations with
better friends.
Yeah, with European countries, because European countries, one way or another, they have combined GDP, which is 20 times larger than the largest country in the world, which is Russian Terrorist Federation.
Yeah.
And I think that countries that have a stronger economy than Russia, which has economy compatible to the state of taxes, I think that those countries can bring you more goods. You can benefit much more from trading with those countries, from international relations with your partners, with the civilized countries, with the countries that don't leave, that don't develop and progress by killing people, assassinating people in other countries, and capturing territories, because it's a bad thing. We say that, how do I translate it into? It's like if you want to tell about a person, you gotta see this person's friends first, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the argument, have better friends and whatnot. I mean, look at it this way, right? Who do you want to borrow money from, the mob or your local credit union bank, right?
The coolest, I don't know, proposal to Orban that I would make is, guys, after the Russian collapse, there will be plenty of money of Russian oligarchs and Russian corrupted thugs found all over Europe, in the European banks, in the Hungarian banks as well. And basically, we can all invest those money into development of our countries, European Union. And we should think about that. We should not, try to betray our colleagues in frames of the European Union, NATO, by trading with Russians. We can basically, have a banquet on their ruins all together. I think it's beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well said, man. Well said. Cool. Let's see here. We'll probably go to Dave here. Get the viewers in for a few more. Oh, Starsky, before the end of the show, you're going to have to stand up and show everybody the sweatshirt properly, because it's just unbelievably cool.
Absolutely. We got a topical one from David Elston. Hello to you. Does Ukraine celebrate Halloween or with any traditions this time of year?
Good one.
We've got bonfire night next week in the UK.
Yes, officially we don't celebrate Halloween. but non-officially we do. And our teenagers, young people in Ukraine, they love Halloween. Even though, like, older generation goes like, that's a pagan holiday, but like, come
Or
on,
like Christmas.
yeah, it's fun. It's fun. Yeah, you can just walk out, see plenty of like vampires,
Awesome.
werewolves, and things like that. So, yeah, hanging out outside. At the same time, Ukrainian Halloween is much scarier than in your country. I give you that.
Mm. I've always figured that Halloween was actually started by super low income families way back in the day who were just sending the children out to see what the neighbors had to offer. They turned it into an event.
Yeah, basically, it's like the best way to let's say the best way to take somebody's property is when you have like a mask of like a vampire and you go like give me your phone. Don't do that at home, guys. We're not promoting this style of life here. Yeah, but yeah, it's a good idea. And here in Ukraine, it's not like about visiting your neighbors and trick or treat and stuff like that. But it's just about hanging out together and doing crazy shit and going out and showing off your like costumes and whatever.
Yeah.
I think it's beautiful.
Cool.
Yeah. Just a quick one then.
Yeah.
If I could do. Sorry. I remember us talking maybe this time last year about how you elected the Ukrainian Willy Wonka as president. I mean, I'm paraphrasing there. Do you want to explain that situation?
Actually, I really want to see Halloween an official Ukrainian holiday because it's cool. I
Damn
mean,
right.
What's the point of avoiding it if it's really nice and if it brings pleasure to your kids?
They love it.
So yeah, they absolutely love it. Yesterday in my video I mentioned a Ukrainian poet, which is iconic here in Ukraine, Taras Shevchenko, who said this absolutely amazing phrase in one of his poems. He said, "Learn from others, don't be ashamed of your own." And it's a great thing.
I'll say this. If Ukraine moves to make Halloween official, don't do the stupid mistake that we did in North America. You don't give it a fixed date on the calendar. You say it's the last Friday in October, and then that way children get it on Friday night so they don't have to wake up for school the next day. We've got it wrong, right?
Yeah, I agree on that. But at the same time, for people like me, for example, I'm a military, and I want such things to have like specific dates, because you're like waiting all the time. Like, okay, is it the day? No, it's not. Is it? Oh, damn it, I missed it. It's gotta be like 31st or 30th.
Yeah, and you got to remember, Dick, that all the spooks and ghoulies and monsters and creatures out there, they stick to a rigid calendar. They're not really going to be like,
Yeah, but no,
your crazy idea.
Yeah, but look at it this way. Thanksgiving is not on a specific date. It's on like the second whatever of the month because they want it to fall on a weekend because it's an adult holiday. Halloween's for the kids, so nobody gives a rat's ass. It's on the 31st. That way it's easier for the parents to schedule it in and remember. But we should make it on the weekend for them. That's screwed up, But anyway, yeah. Halloween should be a holiday. It should be, you get to stay home from school that day. So, mom and dad and the kids can all like do Halloween stuff and play and get all dressed up. And it's not some big rush to have supper and then scoot them out the door and run them around. And it's getting too dark for the young ones, but we still have an 11-year-old and just calm it down. Make it a day off. We
Yeah,
make days off for the dumbest things these days, you know.
Yeah,
Just make it a
Christmas.
day off.
Christmas is a lot easier because it's a public holiday, and we all have time to be able to dress up as the baby Jesus. Because that's what we do in our household.
Yeah, my arms get sore, but
That's Easter.
I just guys, I just imagined like Ukrainian Halloween 2034. It's like, guys, look, Dima is wearing a costume of orc. Yeah, let's kick his ass.
Well, that's what's going to happen in Ukraine right at the minute. There's going to be all these soldiers out trick or treating, and they'll be going, "Yes, we come dressed as a Russian." Wait a minute, you are Russian. Get out of here.
That's funny.
No candy for Russians.
Oh, what do we got for time here? Okay, yeah, we got about 15 minutes. So let's do some shout outs there, Dunk. Do we have any shout outs to do? I think we have a couple, right?
Yeah, just a couple of quickies. Danny Carver, became a Shill apprentice. Welcome to the family. And Von Way sent in 5 Swiss francs, probably with a little soupy sticker.
Yeah. My God, I need to get glasses. You see, I just try and it's.
What is it, a dancing bat? What is that?
Well, it's got a word underneath
hands?
that I can't even read. Yeah, it's scroll back to see it because it was a really good one. But yeah, here. I don't even have the power to pop them up on the screen anymore. I took that power away from me because I can't be trusted. It was probably for the best. But thanks, Yvonne. Clustered our way through that one. And I think everything's good over there. Yeah, so let's do a couple viewer things from Dave.
Oh, it says you're number 1.
Oh, is that what it says?
Yes.
Oh,
thank
yay.
you. Oh.
Okay.
Is that aimed at anyone in particular, or is that just all of us?
Yeah. No, because I'm number 2.
You went plop. Yeah, let's turn to Dave here.
Yeah, sure. I was going to ask Starsky. I don't think we've actually brought up this phrase before, but it's always fascinating to hear this sort of thing. Do you know what we mean by urban legends? Do you know what that phrase means, Starsky?
Urban myths, probably.
Yeah. It's like these little stories from these towns. We can't really prove it's true or not true, but it's just fun to be able to go. Like we have on the 42 show in midweek. We've got this recurring story at the minute of this person who just keeps. I think they keep dressing up as it. Is that right?
The clown. Yeah.
The clown. And they're terrorizing their neighborhood for Halloween.
Oh shit!
Yeah, it's so good.
My favorite urban legend is like about this. I'm not sure if I told it already. So there was this. It's like from life. Okay, this story happened to a cousin of my father's friends. So there was this group of young people hanging out on Halloween, and then. This girl says to this boy, she goes, listen, like, it's boring, let's go to my place. And the boy goes like, but you live together with your sister and her husband, like, and she's like, no, they went to the country house for the weekends. And he's like, oh, nice. So they go to her place, and because they had all kinds of treats and beer and stuff like that, dude has issues with his stomach, and like not big issues. He only needs to like release the gas. It happens to everybody. It happens to like me and you and whatever. And the boy is suffering, so to say. So they go to this girl's apartment, and first thing she does when they enter, she goes straight to the bathroom and locks inside. And he's like, oh shit. And he walks around the apartment and stuff, and then he goes to this dark bedroom, and he's like I cannot do it anymore. I need to relieve myself. And he does, like for the long time, like, oh, and he's he's like, oh my god, yeah, but because he instantly starts crying because of the smell, so he takes the blanket from the bed and starts waving it up and down like this, and then suddenly this girl walks in, she turns on the light, and when the boy looks at the bed, he can see her sister and her husband and husband like hugging each other and looking at him like this.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, but the funniest thing, like, this story doesn't sound so funny, but imagine yourself being, for example, this sister. Yeah, so like you're in the bed sleeping peacefully with your husband, or like, and suddenly some mofo comes into your room, farts like a freaking pig, and then grabs your blanket and starts waving it. Yeah, so that's like one of my favorite urban legends here in Ukraine. Yeah. We all know it. It happened to the person that we all know.
Was it you, Starsky? Come on.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. That's not the way you want to wake up. What the hell is going on? Oh man, that's funny. Let's see here. Yeah, well, we let's check in. What else do we got there, Dave?
Oh yeah, sure. We've just gotten jumped in from Kevin Waldridge, new member. Hello to you. Any truth to the rumor that Ukraine's paratroopers are being trained to yell Gerasimov when they exit the aircraft?
Yeah, sounds interesting because, like, like on the West they shout Geronimo, and you can shout Gerasimov. I think it's a good idea, but usually this is what Russian orcs shout before being obliterated by cluster munitions, because they don't have anything to respond with.
Cool. Oh man. Okay, so let's see here. There was one more thing I wanted to bring up. I'm not ready, but I'm going to try to be quick. There is this was in, it was through Yahoo News, but the new Voice of Ukraine. You guys are developing a drone for mine detection.
So from what I know, we were given a bunch of drones, I believe from Germany, a bunch of naval drones capable of searching all kinds of dangerous things or dangerous objects in the sea, on the bottom of the sea. But as for land, I believe we already had a bunch of drones capable of doing that, because the technology allow us to do that. There was this land radar, if you know what I'm talking about, the thing that uses sound waves in order to search changes in the structure of soil, and they are broadly available to everybody, and from what I remember, we already had some of those being used. I think just installing it on some autonomous platform, it's not a big thing.
Yeah, the report here says they're 4 times as fast as humans, and the person from Ukraine that's talking about the development of it here was like, that's not really that big a deal. Because it does seem that you just simply mash 2 things together. But it says there was a little bit of lightning that had to be due, weight reduction and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, I'm not set up to show pictures today, unfortunately, but it's just literally skimming along the ground, going beep. Oh, there's one. Beep. There's one. Yeah, it's amazing. You know.
Yeah,
That's great.
we will require a lot of those things
Oh,
in the
God,
future,
yeah.
especially after the victory, because Ukraine is now officially the most mined
Yeah.
country in the world due to the orcs, and I think it's a good idea to somehow, involve orcs after the collapse of the terrorist federation to help demine the land that they have mined.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can't remember when it was. It was very recently, within the past year or two. We're still finding World War II bombs in the Thames and things. Where, people need to be evacuated.
I found a German pilot in my bathroom yesterday.
But not by surprise. He was invited.
Yeah. He was elderly. He said he was fixing the drain. I don't know.
In his lederhosen.
But I do believe that it's very safe to say that the world's military, especially the more advanced ones of the world, have been very, very impressed with the resourcefulness and use of modern technologies that Ukraine has developed and deployed. It's way more advanced than anybody thought going in. Everybody was like, "Oh, tanks and stuff," and yeah, but look at this freaking drone go boom, and it caught a lot of people off guard, I think, just how damn good you guys are at innovating this stuff and getting it into the hands of the soldiers fast.
One thing Russians, underestimated big time about Ukrainians is that Ukrainians traditionally like fighting. Look at all of our boxing champions and singing, of course, because we're Ukrainians, and Ukrainian IT specialists were among the most demanded around the world. And our guys worked in all kinds of big IT companies. Personally, I'm not much involved into IT IT community of Ukraine, but
Right.
at the same time, among my best friends is people working in such companies as Luxoft, Ubisoft, etc., etc.
Right.
So yeah, we used to drink beer together, and Ukraine is very, very innovative and modern country in terms of IT. I've been to Europe this year, this month, and I can say that there were even cases when I could not pay in a store without cash. I was required cash. It doesn't happen in Ukraine at all. Even at the front lines, when you go to a grocery store, 5 kilometers away from the front line, there's always a terminal.
Right.
And you can just do beep and it works.
Yeah.
And Ukraine is very, very developed in terms of IT. Basically, we have all of our life, all of our documents, all of our IDs and driving license and everything in our smartphones. We have all of our in the nearest future, we will be able to basically marry through application. I'm not kidding.
Careful how you tap.
Last year we had this joke that was almost a joke. So it's if a soldier is on the front lines, a girl can marry him without his presence. And the soldiers were like, holy fucking shit, I'm getting rid of my smartphone right now.
Who needs Vegas, right? Come on.
Yeah, it's like you return from the front lines after like 3 years of spending there without being home at all, and
Yeah.
you're met with your new wife and like 5 kids, and they go,
What?
"Daddy," yeah, and you're like, who the hell are you people?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's even funny if they can marry you without you knowing.
Yeah. Yeah. You get home and you're in a lot of trouble because you have missed so many garbage nights. But I was okay, so yeah, we're close on time here. We're doing the 1 hour version of the show. Well, I mean, it's usually an hour these days, right? So Dunk, anything to catch up on before we're done here?
Yeah, we got a couple of supers in. DMC sent in $2 Australian. He said, I wasn't quite too sure how to read this out. He says, "Get round glasses, DCK." I don't know if he's talking to you or me or what. Get round glasses. Now, I did actually ask him to confirm what he was trying to say in the chat, and he says, "Oh, I don't know. Just say hello." So. There we go. So, hi. Thank you, DMC, for that. We also have Nelly Cat.
It was right after I had said I need glasses, so.
Oh, okay. So you need right glasses. Okay. So Nelly Cat donated some Canadian dollars, $14.67, like you need to know. At Operator Starsky is Holupsti. Let me say that again. Holupsti. Stacy Holupsti, the cabbage version, winter food in Ukraine. No, it was the S and the T, getting it all middled up and putting them the wrong way around. That's what you get for dyslexia. Yeah, is it a winter food in Ukraine, Starsky?
It's also summer food and spring food. You can consume holupsi anytime. The best version of holupsi, because traditionally they're cooked with so it's my favorite topic. So
yeah,
there is like rice with meat and with for example meat/tomato sauce, and you take this substance and you roll it into a cabbage that is later boiled, okay, and it turns it into like Ukrainian version of sushi almost, and
cool.
It's very cool, but people don't know like the real secret, because if you want holupsi to taste very, very nice, and that's a recipe from my ma, because back in my days, my dad didn't really like rice, so she cooked holupsi with buckwheat. So basically, there's a bigger portion of buckwheat and smaller portion of rice. And when you roll those rolls and boil them, you gotta consume them with like black bread, and it tastes amazing.
Sounds interesting. Yeah. That's very cool. Well, I don't know. There's this thing in life that we have to talk food before this show is done. It just happens all the time. I'm actually planning. I'm having one of my home baked mac and cheese nights tonight with my son. We'll cook up some other whatever with it. He likes to have burgers with it, but I love a real home baked mac and cheese, not like from the box. Very good. Very good. I think, are we caught up, Dunk, then? Are we
all caught up? All caught up for now. Yeah.
So
you can carry on making Starsky drool.
Yeah. We'll let Dave pick 2 last viewer questions here, and then we will throw it in the bag and call this one done.
Sure thing. Very occasionally, we always end up turning the tables on Starsky and just putting him on the spot. Have you got any questions that you need answered from us? And you can put us on the spot instead.
Why do McDonald's cheeseburgers taste better than all other cheeseburgers? Like I don't recognize any other burgers, like hamburgers or cheeseburgers, except for the ones that made in McDonald's. What's the secret?
Extra fat in the meat and extra sugar in the bun is my theory.
Yeah.
And cocaine.
Dear. It's you know what, we've got one at the minute, Starsky. You'll probably quite like this one for Halloween, because I am the McDonald's connoisseur living next to one now. I keep reminding everyone every now and again. We've got one which is based on the Philly steak out in Philadelphia in America.
Oh, yeah.
And it has double burger, double cheese, but then it has this oozy cheese sauce as well, which oozes and just goes everywhere out the burger. I'm not a fan of these sort of onions and pickles and stuff, but yeah, you know, it's mouth-watering stuff. I don't know what they do. They just inject it with, I don't know, the tears of Russians. That's their secret ingredient. We found it out. That's why they pulled out.
My take on a Philly cheesesteak is never mind green peppers and go with red. It's just so much nicer.
Oh, I've always preferred red.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, red Thai curry instead of green.
More everything to it, you know. But I mean, I think we're near the end here. Let me do a couple of quick thanks before we do sign off notes. CF Beauty, big thanks to her running the Shills account there in the live chat, plus doing the research team and the mod team and so on and so forth. And we had on the team today, Catalan T doing questions. Shayna was doing the supers and memberships and whatnot. BME was greeting people in the live chat. And Tone Ottenson and Janine Terblanche were smashing a couple of trolls we had too. Let's bring out the troll snail again. This is what we use for those. And so big thanks to everybody there. We had a lot of people join the Discord server today, I am told. I haven't been in there yet. I got to get my own account. Long story, blah, blah. I'll be in like 24 hours. But love to see you there. We're going to be doing movie night coming up and other hangouts, and there's games and stuff being added. So hope to see you there. And thanks a lot, everybody. Let's see. Dunk, last words. What do you think?
Hello, well, thank you very much, everybody, for joining the show. Thanks very much for the super chats and all your support, because it really helps us. Because we don't have any sponsorships on this, even though Starsky keeps trying to bring sponsorship deals to the show with his bottles of Coke and whatever. But you never know. This might be sponsored by the US military from now on. So we'll see what happens. But thank you very much, everybody. Thank you for coming, and we'll see you soon. Starsky, kiss me goodnight, Captain Starsky. Good night, everybody.
Dave's turn. What do you think, Dave?
Oh, I think I either need better internet, or I just I don't know. I'm just going to blame Dick. Yeah, sort of bumbled my way through this one. So yeah, all good, all good. It's always lovely to see Starsky. Good to see you in good health and good spirits too. So yeah,
cool, and hungry.
Yeah. I'll remind everybody to make sure you keep on your local, regional, and federal governments, whatever they're called in your region. As much as we can do collectively towards funding and helping with Ukraine, when you're pushing your government officials to spend real cash and send real cash, that's when real big stuff happens. So make sure you're on it, and make sure they're on it. Do your part. Snail mail, email, whatever. Stop them in the street. Punch them one if you have to make them listen. It doesn't matter. It's for a good cause. It won't hurt that much. You'll be all right. On that, we're going to turn it over to Starsky for the last words of the show.
Thank you, bro. As usual, guys, thank you very much for supporting Ukraine. This is the right thing to do. And Ukrainian people will always be grateful for your support. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Oh, you gotta stand up and show everybody the sweater, dude. Awesome.
Excellent.
We had a few requests.
Fantastic.
We had a few requests for the shark stinger, so I'll play the stinger and we're going right to the credits. Take care, everybody. Slava Ukraini.
Bye-bye.
We can hit the stinger. Why not, right? Damn, animation's broken. I forgot to fix it. See you soon, fellow babies. Good night.
It's over. Go home. Go.